And we're live. Hey, everyone. I'm here with DM Blackwall, who has graciously accepted another invite onto the channel. We kind of didn't really discuss much about what we're going to talk about. I don't know where this is going to go. I think it's just a conversation, right? We're just going to have a conversation. It's going to be
Yeah.
fun. There's my couch behind me. Let me lean forward. It's just going to be a conversation. I'm excited for you to be here. It's been a little while since we've talked. I'm excited to see, assuming that we go in this direction, I'm excited to see the progress that's been made on dropship. I'm excited to hear just about what's going on with DM Blackwall. And so, what all have you been up to, I guess?
Well, I was in Philadelphia 2 or 3 weeks ago.
For
Uh,
Paige?
yeah,
That's cool. I
for
need to get
Page
out
Group.
there because I'm from Philadelphia and I've never been to Page. It's so
You
I need to get back there.
you should go next year. Nate and I are planning to go again,
Awesome.
and hopefully this time we'll have events on the schedule. Uh, despite it being pretty last minute, we wound up sharing a booth with Rob from Pulp Hummock Press.
Rob is a great guy. I quite like Rob.
Yeah, that was great. And so we split the booth with him, and um, a lot of vendors, at least in the section we were in, were struggling to basically to sell stuff. We did okay. We broke even, which we had a lot of factors working against us in that we had almost no lead time. We had like less than 2 weeks, I think, from the time we found out we were going to the time of the events.
That's not a lot
Uh,
of time.
and we weren't on the event schedule itself because we it was too late for us to submit anything. So between
Oh,
that and where the booth was positioned being kind of out of the way, I'm happy with how it went. I think with that other stuff prepped ahead for a following year, we could probably double sales, possibly triple.
oh, that's cool. You
And
said that most of the people in the area that you were in, I guess on the sales floor, um, or dealer's floor, um, didn't do too well. Was that because of location? Were you like kind of away from foot traffic areas?
yeah, well, basically they had two different vendor rooms,
Hmm.
and one of them was set up better to get foot traffic, and one was not. One was kind of a cul-de-sac.
Okay. Okay. Well, maybe they will have hopefully learned for next year.
I think so.
Good.
They
Good.
they sent an email to that effect like within a week.
Oh, good. Hey, we're sorry. Mea
I
culpa.
think they got the same complaint from a few people. I didn't tell them that, but they figured it out.
Well, you didn't tell them that. You didn't need to tell them that because
Yeah.
other people were sure to. So I want to say hi to people in chat real quick. Hello, Wib Stotsman. How are you? DLSD25. Hello. Thank you for being here. Hey, what's up, man? Nice to see you. I cut out on a game on these guys on Monday night
Oh no.
because I actually have a couch being delivered tomorrow. So, which is why I scheduled this so early in the day because I have stuff that I still need to do before tomorrow before the couch gets here. So, hey, thanks for showing up, Eric. I appreciate it. His page would be worth the trip from Houston. Heard great things. I've only heard great things as well. What is this? Year 2, year 3? It's not.
That was year 3. It'll
That
be
was year
year
3.
4 this
Okay,
next time.
cool. We have Arnman. Hello, how are you? And then Daryl. Hey, Daryl, what's up? Thanks everyone for showing up. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Um,
Glad to see you. And I've got some information I can share for dropship. We just started getting in some of the spaceship art, for example. Um,
Exciting. I love spaceship art.
yeah, it's we got a tag team working on it. So basically, one person is doing the basic sketch, and the other person is illustrating it, is coloring it in and doing the rendering and stuff.
Wow. So, like, proper art. Not to say that anyone else who does art in a different way is not art. That's just traditionally how art used to have been done in publications. Comic books did that.
Yep.
Uh, a lot of different, illustrative publications used to do it that way.
And this is the first time that we're working with international artists, and we've got 3. So that's been interesting to figure out payment and taxes and stuff.
Oh yeah, I bet. Man, that's got to be a how many different countries?
3 different countries
Oh, so it's three
plus
different
the US.
countries. Oh, okay. Well, that's probably a nightmare. So DLSD25 says Bill, the Dungeon Delver, said he finally got to try Horde Wars at Page and loved it. Kudos, Todd. That's awesome.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
That's really cool. Did you run that for him?
Yeah.
Awesome. I still
Yeah,
need
I
to.
also got to play with let me think. I got to play with two or three guys that I knew from the internet and had talked with like through Discord or through the phone, but we hadn't
Sure.
played in person. Um, one of them, you'll see him in chat sometimes. He goes by Malachi or Maliki. That's not his real name.
Oh, yeah, sure. I know him. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Ryan Howard. He was doing Rolling Bones for a while.
Yeah, I know Ryan. Or I don't know him. I've heard his name. I know
But
him.
yeah, I got to game with those guys in person with Bill and one of Bill's friends that I think I theoretically should have known from somewhere, but his name didn't stick. I'm terrible with names.
It happens. What can you do? I can be terrible with names sometimes as well.
And then we had first-time customers who like had never heard of our game, walked up to the booth, checked it out, bought miniatures, bought copies of Horde Wars, and then some of them gamed with us as well.
Very cool.
Yeah, one guy in particular, I think he bought a soft cover, and then he gamed with us that night, and then the morning after he came back and bought a hardcover. So he clearly liked it.
Yeah, shelf copy, table copy.
Yeah,
I do that. I do that more frequently than I'd care to admit, actually.
Well, like for D&D especially, given how encounters tend to work and how the books are laid out, having a couple copies of like a monster manual is actually useful for running the game, because a lot of the times the monsters you want to run together aren't in the same spot in the book. And so it's helpful to have a couple copies for that purpose.
I can see how that can be the case. So Page was recent.
Yeah.
I think North Texas is coming up a little bit further into the year. Hey, Chris, thanks for stopping by. It's good to see you here.
And North Texas is in early June, and we are hoping to have dropship in print by then. It should
exciting.
Certainly be up for pre-order by then. We're hoping to have pre-orders done and have it in print by then, but a lot of that's dependent on artists, and if Nate and I don't have any other like significant life events get in the way.
Sure.
Sure.
And this is pretty much the timetable, if I recall correctly. This is pretty much the timetable that you were talking about. Okay.
Yeah, I lost about a month in December because I had the flu for like 3 weeks straight, which sucked. And
it's a bad month for it.
Yeah. And so I didn't really get any work done on the game that month. But
understandable, totally understandable.
So hopefully that won't happen again, because at this point I'm basically working on filling out places Nate and I deliberately left blank in some of the chapters because they're easy to do and like we can test the game without filling that in. If, for example, attribute points, which I was working on today, I still got a few more to do for NPCs that you fight. As long as when I'm playtesting it, I know what their dominant one is. I don't need that filled in to test the game. And then the same is true for a few of the little lore sidebars and that sort of thing. But basically, other than that, we've essentially got 2.5 chapters to write. Both of them exist in some form, but they have to be written out for the public. And that's
I know. Yeah, there are outlines that you need to add copy to. I get that.
Yeah, and
so one of those chapters are, or what they're about, or what's in them, or no.
Yeah.
Shut up.
One of those is the sample adventure. So I've run the sample adventure 3 or 4 times so far. I may run that for you guys actually if you come out in March. So we want to get as much testing on that as we can, but and we'll see if I can get a few other guys to run it as well. But so the sample adventure, that chapter, and the necessary setting information relating to that location, and then the setting chapter in general, where we're looking at kind of like in Horde Wars, where we're looking at 3 3 to 5 sample worlds of each of the different civilizations that you
Mm-hmm.
can fight against, and as well as the human ones. And humanity is going to by design, but effectively accidentally get a little extra detail because the starting adventure happens out near a human planet. So you'll have a couple of extra locations for the humans that way as well. And then beyond that, it's like game master chapter, which we pretty much let write last, because there might be something we catch near the end in play testing that needs to be in the book.
Oh, sure.
And then just some not artifacts exactly, but unique alien technology or experimental technology that could be found or captured by the players. We got at least 18 of those, I think, still to stat out.
That's not bad. I was in a conversation with I can't remember if it was Chubby or Rob, or maybe it was Matt from Second Watch. I can't remember who it was, and I apologize if you are now in the chat or if you've come across this video later. I'm sure you know who you are. I just can't remember. But they were talking about how, like, a lot of times you'll save that last stretch of development for like writing 123 pieces of gear. It's stuff that you have to get done, but it's like a slog, and so it's kind of saved to the end to get through it. And it can sometimes cause, issues with motivation, we'll say.
Those are the opposite. Those are easy, actually, which is why we took off.
Okay.
Sometimes getting the rules text right, that's a little tricky to make sure it's clear and interacts with all the other rules correctly.
Mm-hmm.
But designing those, we don't lack for ideas. It's really narrowing it down to what we want to have formally in the setting.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just different approaches, different perspectives. I like hearing about that.
The thing that we did put off that is a slog is actually writing the setting. The starting adventure, not hard, but writing the setting in the level of detail that's needed for another person to run it. Gotcha. And run it the same way as yet another person is that takes time.
Gotcha. I am, and this is, I don't know if I should not say this. I don't think Mike would care. But after getting out the Beginner's 40 handbook, we sat down and we said, okay, well, we work really well together. We want to do something else. What are we going to do? So we've landed on something creative. We want to do something creative. So we are working on a game, and I start at setting. That's just how I start. And so I've been doing outlining, but I've also been sort of fleshing it out. So it's a different approach. That's it's very interesting.
But you have to remember, it's not so much things like, what is this empire like? Or, what kind of worlds do they control? We've had that for almost half a decade. Mm-hmm. Most of that stuff's been done. We've done a little bit of tweaking, but most of that's been done. It's writing out individual example adventures for each of these locations, tying it in with specific NPCs.
Oh yeah, that's a lot.
That's the thing that takes time.
Gotcha.
That one, I think for Horde Wars, it took me about a month to write that chapter. So I expect it to be a similar length.
Is that a month of like 8-hour days, or is it like how?
I probably did 24 to 40 hours a week of writing.
Okay, so that's significant. That's, the full-time job at 40 hours. That's a lot of work to do in a month.
But the thing is, some of that's revision. So a lot of it's rewriting. Like if I was just writing prose, I could produce much more. But because all of this stuff has to interact and ideally shouldn't be repetitive, you want actually unique NPCs for all of the ones you're presenting. You don't want them to all be kind of flavors of the same thing. Yeah. Unique descriptions for each of them, unique adventures to go on. And that takes more time. You want the rules to rhyme? I see that, Arnie.
It's like poetry. No. It rhymes. It's one of my favorite movie quotes of all time. That's not from a movie.
I refuse. So Nate and I spent the last week or two actually working on names, nameless nomenclature for the different species. Some of them we had like a group of them, like names for some of their ships and stuff, but we needed to have personal names, family names, honorific titles for some of them, planet names, how they refer to their ships, or how humans refer to their ships in some cases. Some of the ship names are just us translating their words into English, and so that takes time, at least if you want it to have like internal logic and make sense. But if you give me a sec, yeah, not the Balmori. I want to get to the Inlari. There we go. I can jump over here. And now can I share this? Share. Okay, so if I click that and then I jump over here, and then I'm going to open up this artwork file. And there we go. Okay, so if you want to display what I'm sharing currently.
Yep.
So this is the Inlari. These are the Greys, basically, our version of them.
Mm-hmm.
They're starships. And you'll see that we've got listed here, something we worked on in the last few days is throwing in an average crew and a max crew number. Max crew is basically how much it can the ship can sustain for any real length of time. You know, food, water, air.
Mm-hmm.
And the average crew is there for the game master to be able to roll if you would like to randomize the crew size.
Okay. That's cool.
For some of them, there is no randomization because it's a crew of one. But
yeah, average crew, max crew.
Yeah.
Saucer drone, rad.
And if we go down here, you'll see we do the same thing for their prison transport. And the crew is separate from this bit, which is the prisoners.
Oh, okay. Very neat. This is really cool. This took a lot of work, man. Well, I mean,
yeah,
I experienced a fraction of that, but this is a lot of work.
Thank you. And so you'll see we left this blank space here. Now, the reason we did that, if I jump over to here, hopefully we're still displaying. This is an Inlari light carrier.
Very interesting.
And the one we were just on, which was their destroyer, is right here.
Oh, that's very cool. This artist is really good.
Yeah. This is that tag team I was mentioning.
Oh, pardon me. These artists are very good.
One of them actually was a customer of ours for Horde Wars. And the other is a tattoo artist who was neighbors and then roommates with me many years ago.
Oh, that's rad.
And then they also did this one, which is one of the
very
saucers.
Cool. I like this one a lot.
Oh yeah, I think it looks great. And so if we jump back here, the way that destroyer I showed you would get incorporated on this page when we do proper layout is this prison transport will probably get shoved to the bottom, and then we'll put the destroyer right here.
Sure. And is this, I mean, I imagine based on all the art that I've seen so far, it's going to be full color.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
That's the plan. We have, I think, 4 pieces we still have to assign to artists.
That's not bad.
And then down here,
4 pieces is well into the home stretch. 4 pieces.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see if they all deliver on time. That's the that's the tricky bit.
Yes.
But if you want to see a little bit more of the artwork, I can certainly do that. Let me see. Go over here. Go to dropship.
Hey, Swords and Stones, what's up? Thanks for hanging out.
Share this tab instead. There we go.
Space Illithid. That's the first thing that occurred to me. That's which isn't a bad thing.
Pretty nearly. Remember the Balmori we were working on?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, this is one of the Balmori.
This is awesome.
The surface
very,
Balmori
very cool.
have like squid or octopus heads, but are otherwise humanoid. and so we got a couple of pieces of artwork for them.
Oh, wow. I like this one a lot.
Yeah, I think they
Is
look
this
really
that
cool.
same team or no? I guess this is in a different
Yeah,
style.
same team.
Oh, it is the same team.
Yep.
Cool.
The Balmori have 2 or 3 species all from the same homeworld.
I remember.
And
They're hierarchical.
they are.
Strictly.
And then if I skip along here somewhere, there's another one. And this is one of the Enlari, whose ships we were just looking at.
This is cool. So you have 4 pieces left to assign.
Yeah.
I imagine you're still. Oh, really like that one a lot. He's got to be some kind of commander for being in red with a cape, right?
Yes, I believe that is the Inquisitor.
But you do you have much in the way of? Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Are you waiting for much art? Let me get it out of my face.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm waiting on like 40 or 50 pieces right now.
Oh wow.
From a bunch of different artists. So
wow, that's a hell of a project.
It is expensive to do it that way, but it results, I think, in a better product. Here is one of the squee.
That's really, really interesting. I like the look of it. You know?
Yeah, he looks cute, but he's basically a space goblin in terms of their behavior.
Right. Very cool.
I was designing their homeworld a bit today, and I think for them, their homeworld is going to actually be a wasteland world, which is to say, a world that is like Fallout, essentially. If that's a quick reference to know what a wasteland world is.
Yeah, well, people like Fallout a lot, especially these days.
And essentially, that their world is that they've polluted it so badly with radiation and stuff that a lot of the things that are native to that planet have died.
That sounds like a goblin.
But to add a little bit more to that, they're going to be immune to radiation damage.
Very cool.
So their pollution for themselves is fine. That it kills a bunch of the plant and animal life is probably was an unpleasant surprise as they were using their technology. But they're part of the hierarchy, and I just got shared with me. I don't think they're in here yet. I just got shared with me almost complete versions of some of the other members of the hierarchy. And so that'll be really fun. And I just hired an artist like 2 days ago to do a couple pieces. And I think, I think I can share this. Share. He's not as experienced as some of the others, but I think he did a pretty good job on this monster.
It's neat looking.
Yeah. I might ask him to do a little bit more with pushing the shading darker and brighter, but I think overall...
it looks plant-based.
It is.
Okay.
It is. It's a... let me see if I can find it a sec, actually. Go to plants. There's robots, reptiles. I'm in the right area. There we go. It is the blood vine.
Oh, you have a whole section for plants.
Oh, yeah. And the blood vine is basically, these are the traits that make it function. And we got this little area for some artwork, about a quarter of a page or a sixth of a page. But I think Frenzy combined with Life Drain is pretty brutal. So it does extra damage to the wounded if it drops you, it regains its full health. It doesn't suffer from things like morale. And when it holds still for more than 5 or 10 seconds, it appears to just be a normal plant.
That can be brutal, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Do you guys in dropship, are there, surprise rounds or ambush?
So the core rules are basically the same as Horde Wars. There are a couple
Okay.
exceptions for the genre. So, for example, how durable objects are treated is different, because in a medieval setting, you want castle walls should be hard to breach. Whereas in a futuristic setting, those same walls should be pretty destroyable if you've got like nuclear weapons and high explosives and
Yep.
so on. Not useless, but not nearly as tough. And so that's a thing that has changed. There's also some genre specific things, like for guns, for example, getting a circumstance bonus from catching an enemy in a crossfire is a thing.
Okay, cool.
As part of the core rules, and then obviously the careers and the various abilities are focused around sci-fi, and so there are two, I think, that have pretty direct analogs to Horde Wars careers, maybe three, but we have 24 careers in this instead of 21, and so the other 21 or 22 are essentially entirely unique, because a version of the warlord is here in the form of the Marine officer, for example. Doesn't work quite the same, but it's close. You'd be able to see it. And then the same with like special materials. That's a rule that we've adjusted, because for a medieval setting, having special materials, special weapons made of unique metals and stuff is, I think, very appropriate for the genre. Whereas for this one, we've taken that kind of bonus damage that you could get by using the right weapon in Horde Wars, and we've embedded it into each of these species, or subspecies, as the case may be, so that they can get extra damage under specific situations. So for normal humans, it's if they become wounded, they do an extra die of damage, because that's actually realistic. Humans have
Survival.
adrenaline that will kick in.
Sure.
And then some of the aliens have other traits of that sort. And then we have some essentially subspecies of human that are like heavy world adapted, like heavy gravity adapted, or low gravity adapted, or who are adapted to living on starships, or that sort of thing.
Very cool.
And for them, they have a different damaging trait than the base human.
Howdy there, Dan. Thanks for stopping by. That's very interesting. I remember going through the different humans with you. I can't remember if we did that live or if that was just a kind of something that you and I did, backstage or whatever. Thank you so much. I am so sorry, Todd, to interrupt this conversation for this comment, but thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Very kind of you.
That's good.
So you've invited me out in March, to which I have agreed, right?
Yep.
And that's going to be Horde Wars, maybe some dropship, maybe a couple other games. I honest to God don't even know what we're going to play. But
based on the responses, I think it'll probably be one game of Horde Wars, 2 of dropship.
Okay, cool. And so these
maybe
are
another if there's time.
Yeah, sure. These are games done in would you consider these to be like OSR style games, or no, or not really? I mean, they are definitely their own system. Like, you've created the system, it's definitely its own thing. But
yeah,
I know that sometimes like OSR it can be considered to be a design philosophy or a play style or whatever, right? A movement. So I guess what's your opinion on that?
So in terms of the rules, the rule set is not compatible with D&D because it's not D20 based.
Right.
Nor is it conveniently D100 based where you could just divide by 5.
Right.
So the math is a little trickier if you wanted to convert things from our game to D&D.
Gotcha.
Because we're D12 based. However, in terms of the design philosophy, I would say that we're more of an OSR product because we made a game that is significantly more lethal than any modern D&D or Pathfinder game. And also, we did points of light for Horde Wars. Basically, that the wilderness is really dangerous, and whenever you're away from civilization, you could run into a terrifying monster and die. That's a distinct possibility, and so you have to prepare carefully to travel between safe havens. And this in Dropship is an existential crisis. Humanity is losing a multi-front war against alien species who are carving up the areas of space we had settled, like a bunch of Europeans carving up Africa. And for obvious reasons, the humans don't like this very much and are trying to resist, but they are going to lose unless the players can turn around the war.
And I mean, it's kind of against all odds too, right? Like
Yes.
Unless the players can perform an impossible task, it seems. Maybe in some cases, most cases.
And the other thing is, to answer Austin's comment there, we are not attempting to farm you for money like certain companies. For example, Horde Wars Advanced has in real measurable ways an equal amount of content or greater to what you'll get in 3 books from Wizards of the Coast or Paizo. Dropship will be the same way, where we are trying to give you the entire game system in a single book, including, a couple hundred beasts, monsters, and NPCs to fight. For Dropship, you're also talking, somewhere between 70 and 100 unique ship stat blocks and all the rules you need to make your own ships. Which will give you access to thousands more, potentially. And the same is true for character stuff, that we're giving you 21 or 24 careers with character advancement for those, and you're pairing them up. So you're actually getting significantly more character options than you would in the core books for those games. Same for magic items in Horde Wars. We had over 120 unique magic items, and if you look in the DM's guide for modern D&D or modern Pathfinder, you'll see they're typically around 100 or a little under, and so on. And basically it's designed to both games are designed to play quickly at the table without sacrificing tactical depth. Hopefully that answers your comment.
I think that was a great little packet of information, though he does say that he was just making a dropship joke. That's okay. I think it was a joke, well received, and information. So, I mean, the reason I ask is because we were talking a little bit about this before we went live about how I don't even think it's a lot of, I think it's all of, right? I think it's all of the live plays or actual plays that are up on my channel currently from the past several months back they're all OSR games. And that's because with OSR groups, because I want to get more experience in the OSR style, whatever that means. I'm still unclear on it. I think Matt Tapp said it best, but I want to explore what those ideas are, what those concepts are, where they're coming from, why they're coming from that direction. And so it's a very interesting little experience. But, having said that, I want to experience as many games as I can, because I don't know what I like until I try it. And so I like Horde Wars and Dropship. I like the idea of them being their own specific system that it serves its own needs. I really enjoy that sort of that sort of design. I enjoy, other types of design, like OSR is kind of a unified philosophy toward a specific end, and I get that. And there are other, unified design philosophies toward a specific end that I don't like as well. Um, but that's just me. I'll not mention them.
Well,
I'm sure I've mentioned them elsewhere.
well, the issue that a lot of modern games that are trying to give you multiple core rule books, the reason that they're doing that is basically to get a larger amount of money, because you always sell more core
Oh,
rule
for
books
sure.
than anything else. But the thing is, if you bother to look at the content, um, typically over half of the space is wasted space, by which I mean it is space that is not dedicated to game rules or to playing the game. It will be a chapter on the philosophy of gameplay. That is not what should be in a core rule book. That's a different question.
Yeah, that's the, I mean, it's not, you can talk about that kind of stuff. It's just it's for a different book. Put it in a different
Yes,
book. I agree.
it's for a different
Like
book.
there are certain, and we kind of went through this a little bit with the beginner's 40 handbook. It's like we had a whole bunch of ideas, and then right before we published, in fact, right after we published, and thank God drive through holds you back for a couple of days,
Mhm.
because we went through a major revision between saying, okay, we're ready, and it actually going live. And we gutted quite a bit out of that handbook because it was just audience inappropriate. It didn't like,
Mhm.
it's all good information, it's all fine, but it wasn't the right book for that
Yeah.
information.
Well, the same thing applies for, like, think about a page where you've got like zombies, say, in a monster manual, um, or in the rules cyclopedia, which was the inspiration for Nate and I to do single book games. Uh, the Oh yes, we've got a bunch of adventure hooks. We've got a whole setting in the Horde Wars book, and the same will be true for Dropship.
Awesome.
Um,
Real
but
quick before you continue, I get it. Like, Space already says OSR is a meaningless term. I get it, and that's probably why I'm struggling so much to really kind of land on what exactly it means. It does, like, it depends on who's saying it and what they're saying it about. So I'm with you. I'm with you. Um, but I think there's definitely there's something to it, right? Like people talk about the OSR as if it is a knowable entity, a quantifiable thing. And so I kind of want to know what that is, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it's a
well,
fruitless effort, but we'll see at the end. I'll go through and come out the other side and I'll either be dumber or smarter. We'll see.
so just briefly on the other thing, and then I'm interested in addressing your comment.
Mhm.
So if you picture a page where you've got some zombie stat blocks,
Mhm.
in
Mhm.
many modern games, what they're going to do is eat up a quarter to half of the total page space, not with artwork, which would at least look interesting, not with stat blocks, but with a description of what zombies are and how they think they should behave. And that is not true of older games. They mostly wouldn't do that. And I think that modern shift is a mistake, partly because many of the monsters that this is being done with are already tropes people already know or could know very easily.
Yeah, well, that's the importance of a trope, is that when you say zombie, people kind of get it. Unless you're
Yeah.
doing, and that's that there's a strength there because you can say elf, you can say dwarf, you can say
Yep.
zombie, and people already have this preconceived notion of what that means, and you can go from there. You don't have to tell them what it is or how it's going to behave because they already know. Unless you're going to do something different about it, right? Like
Yes.
28 Days Later, which is great.
Mhm.
When you take the trope and subvert it, it's still the trope. I won't get into all this,
But
but
the
I
thing
get what you're
is, let's pretend you wanted to talk about how zombies tend to collect into mobs and like to surround people and eat them and whatnot.
saying. Hmm.
Sure, that's fine. That's kind of what they like to do, generally speaking. But you could also just embed that in the stat block as a mechanical incentive. You could go, whenever they do surround somebody or whenever they do get more than one of them next to you, next to an opponent, they get to do more damage. And you could just do that and not have a quarter page or a half page explaining it,
Very true.
because you incentivize them to behave the way you want to right in the design. And that is something that D&D used to do. They either wouldn't address it at all, or they would give a mechanical incentive for the thing that they wanted the monster to do. Or for really old D&D, it was its only special ability. And that's the thing that it's
This
supposed
is
to
the
do.
thing it does.
Yeah. So, but on the OSR thing, it basically is for, it basically means one of two things. On a rules mechanical sense, it's referring to being broadly compatible with OD&D or AD&D or any version of D&D between them. That's basically what is being talked about with the OSR as it relates to mechanics design, because all of those games are, broadly speaking, compatible with one another, or you can make them compatible with very little work. And that was the intent, it seems, for the OSR. But in terms of a philosophy, it's really going away from fantasy power trips into a more gritty game.
Mm-hmm.
Fantasy power trips could be fine, but that's really not the same game. That'd be appropriate for, say, a gold or silver age superhero game. It's not really what at least older people want for in general for a challenging RPG.
Mm-hmm.
And the same is true for young people. Young people, whether they know it or not, actually do like to get challenged. They'll get far more engaged with a game that just straight up kills them or their character than they will with a game that isn't difficult.
Oh, sure. I mean, even speaking to, it's a younger medium, certainly, video games.
Yeah.
People love Elden Ring. People love Bloodborne. People love
Yes.
the Dark Souls, Demon Souls. Like it's a very real thing. People love to be challenged, and they love to overcome that challenge on its own terms.
Yeah. And Space Roadie, you are correct. There were some interesting design choices, but broadly speaking, that older stuff is still compatible. And it was the compatibility thing I was talking about on the one hand, rules compatibility versus philosophy. I agree that AD&D philosophically is out of line. But yes, mechanic incentivized role play and also monster behavior is something that Nate and I worked to include in our Horde Wars product and are including even more so in Dropship. And that can be negative traits as well. Most of them are positive traits, like you get a bonus if you do blah, or this monster gets a bonus if it does this thing.
Mm-hmm.
But occasionally, like, do you remember in Horde Wars looking at Goblin Greed?
I do not remember it off the top of my head. No, sitting here. Sorry.
That's basically only a negative trait. It basically says whenever they see treasure within a certain range, they have to roll a willpower check or they're going to run towards it on their next turn. Like goblins are cartoonishly greedy.
Gotcha.
And as soon as the players figure that out in the game, they'll take advantage of it. They'll do stuff like dump gold down a well in front of goblins.
Say that one more time.
The players will do stuff like dump a sack of gold down the well right in front of goblins.
That's very. I dig that. So this kind of butts up against like procedural rhetoric, Ian Bogost, and how a game now it's definitely narrower and it's more localized, right? Like a game will tell you it makes arguments based on its mechanics, and these arguments aren't stated. It's just here's what the mechanics provide, and so this is the argument it's making. Like Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition says that the most worthwhile way to interact with the world is through slaying monsters, because that's where the character advancement comes from. That's where the treasure comes from. That's where the experience points come from.
Sure.
And so that's the argument that it makes. The argument that goblins make are the most effective way to interact with them is through exchange or through, manipulation or
Oh yeah,
some sort of transactory even if it's just dumping a bag of gold down a well.
yeah.
And I really like that. I really, really like that because, as Adept Austin said, it provides for very well realized role play opportunities. I really enjoy that sort of design.
You can also play with that.
This is a long-standing 4D joke. This is a crispy UA kind of thing. I don't know if you watch his series, but it's very funny.
I'm aware of him. I don't watch all his videos, but I've seen a few.
Cool.
And I'd love to chat with him at some point, especially about the some of the 4D stuff would be interesting.
Oh, cool. I mean, I can put you in touch.
Yeah,
I don't know if anything will come of it, but I can certainly put you in touch with him.
yeah, that'd be great. When it comes to, but yeah, the same is true for the goblin example of you could get him to clump up for a fireball, like take out.
Yeah, just toss a coin on the ground, let them go at it, and as they're fighting for one another, kablooey.
Yep, have the wizard.
Hey, Gary, what's up? Thanks for swinging by, man.
And so we try to embed those kinds of traits into various creatures, and part of that also rewards the players for paying attention, catching what enemies are weak to or what they're good at. For example, if we jump over here. Yeah. Are you able to share that?
There we go.
You'll see that this Enlari tactical officer has this trait, Seeker. And I'm going to zoom in on that to make sure you guys can see it.
You deal an extra die of damage against targets that moved since the end of your last turn.
Yeah. All of our rules are written as though the game master is the monster. The reason for that is actually not because I think it's better English, but because it takes up less space on the page. But always.
I mean, they also are the monster, so I think it's,
well, yes.
They are.
And so you being this opponent, being this creature, deals an extra die of damage against targets that move since the end of this creature's last turn. So suddenly you've got a thing that you shouldn't do unless there's a powerful reason to do it when you're fighting them. You shouldn't be running around.
Right.
Because these things will punish you for it. And that's the Enlari. And if we jump to like the Balmori, they have their own thing, which is Avenger, which is right here.
What am I reading? Oh, Avenger. There it is.
Avenger.
You deal an extra die of damage if the target has damaged one of your allies today. Let me read that again so that I get it.
Yep.
You deal an extra die of damage if the target has damaged one of your allies today.
Yeah. And because the Balmori are really hierarchical and very, very almost religiously loyal to those in the upper castes, they will punish you for harming their allies. And so when you fight Balmori, you don't want to just like wound one and then let them act. You want to take out clumps of them if you can.
Yeah, I really like this design. I really like the mechanical incentivization of behavior, because it's one thing to say, it's just like, it's a difference between a soft rule and a hard rule, right? Or a hard mechanic, which is kind of how I've been talking about these things with Mike. A soft rule is, oh gosh, this particular creature, goblins really don't like orcs. Okay, that's a soft rule. And then a hard rule is goblins get plus, a bonus against orcs in combat, or whatever you want to give them to express that with an actual honest to God mathematical expression. And I like the hard rules. I like the hard mechanics because you don't have to act that way. If you do, you'll get a bonus, and so it makes the most sense to act that way.
Right.
But you're not being forced to. Maybe you're the odd goblin out and you just really love you an orc. Maybe, I don't know, whatever the situation is. I'm not going to come up with something.
Yeah.
It's just, I enjoy that sort of mechanic. I like reading a mechanic. I like reading a stat block and going, okay, I know what this guy likes. I know what he doesn't like. I know how he's going to behave. I enjoy that.
Yeah, no, I
Very
do
cool.
too, which is why we put it in there. And to answer your question, Zarian, I see some of the others have started to answer. Yes. I'm Todd. I'm one of the creators of Horde Wars. My company is working on a new game called Dropship. We hope to have that out in physical form by June. We plan to have it up for pre-order probably in April through our website, which is blackwallgames.com. We thought about doing a Kickstarter, but we did a poll. And of the people who answered the poll, which was, I don't know, 70, 100 people, something like that, the vast majority indicated they preferred doing a pre-order system. So we'll see if that pans out in reality.
Gary asks, is it going to be out by North Texas?
Gary, that's the plan. We should have our end done, short of like major life events. But we are waiting on art from, I think, 7 or 8 different artists. And so if one of them gets significantly delayed, that will delay the release of the physical product. That shouldn't substantially delay pre-orders or a PDF release, mostly because it is not, like, say the artist is a month late. If we're planning to release the PDF at the end of the pre-order period, it's not hard for me to get a PDF ready to go very quickly, whereas physical product takes a lot more time just to get proofs back from a printer, make sure the printer's available, get the full print run from the printer. So the likely delay, if it were to happen, would be physical product. But we are hoping to be on time, and so far, all of our artists claim that they're on time.
I guess you'll know soon.
Yeah,
fingers crossed. I guess Gary's going to be at North Texas, so he'll see you there. Sadly, I am not, but maybe next year. Maybe 2027 will be the year of the convention for bacon.
Oh?
Probably not. We'll see. We'll see how things pan out. I do want to get out to North Texas. I think that would be a cool one to go to. I definitely want to go to Page. So there are plans, but we will see if I'm able to enact those plans.
Was it time or cost? That's the issue.
It's time, and really is desire. It's like, I would love to go to Page, but also I don't want to drive 10 hours both ways. Like, are you kidding me? And I'm not taking a plane. I'm not flying. So it's one of those, well, like, driving up to you 2 hours, 2.5 hours, that's not bad. I can do that easy. 10 hours. And then, my family's out in Philadelphia, so I could see my mom, I could see my brother, I have friends out there, blah, blah, blah. So it's a whole thing. There's more good than bad. It's just me actually deciding to do it and then doing it.
Okay. Well, an obvious solution, of course, would be to head there when other people are heading there from your area or who are heading through your area. Because then you don't have to drive all of it, or you don't have to drive it at all. Just
True.
True. And for North Texas, if you were heading there alone, I would certainly recommend taking a plane. But we're planning to drive. Nate and I drove down last year with our friend Steve. We're all planning to do that again.
That's cool. How far of a drive is it for you?
19 hours.
Good God. I don't even know how long it is from me, but I know it's not, it's not that. It's
be about the same, hours. Probably.
I'm further, what am I, further east than you are?
Yeah, and we're farther north. So splitting the difference, it's probably about the same. You might be
carpool
an hour quicker. Yeah. Well, exactly. We are, yeah. So for like Paige, we're going to try to add 1 or 2 people helping us. So if that's something that you would be interested in doing, let us know and we can buy you a vendor badge for like $15. You just have
Well,
to
that
get.
makes it a lot harder for me to say no. That makes it a lot harder for me to say no. I will be in touch
All
on
right.
taking you up on that.
All right. Because I mean, that's what Rob did with us when he decided he wanted to share his booth with us. He just bought us a couple of vendor badges under his booth.
Oh, that's cool. He's a very, very cool guy. I quite like Rob.
And then when we got there, we gave him, we reimbursed him for that, and then the half the booth cost. So that worked well. If he's up for it, we're hoping to do the same thing in reverse this coming year. We'll see.
Awesome.
But yeah, that was fun. I'm really looking forward to North Texas again. We're going to try and get a few other events lined up as well. I got a private one soon. I think it's in April or May, which is a Cabin Con.
I'm not familiar with Cabin Con.
Yeah.
Oh, it's private. That's probably why.
It's a group of, call it 20, 25 guys most years. But the
Hey,
actual.
Adrian, it's good to see you. Apologies for the interruption. I just
Hey,
wanted
Adrian.
to say hi to Adrian. What's up, man? Thanks for swinging by. Go ahead, Todd. Sorry.
It's a group of 20, 25 guys, but the actual lineup of who it is varies year to year. And basically, they just rent a large like vacation house or hunting cabin or whatever it might be, and game for a 3 or 4 day weekend. And
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it can be a lot of fun. And then we should have Horde Wars and hopefully Dropship as well. Actually, it should be by then for sale at Gen Con again this year. We're not going to be there, but we have a friend who's doing some artwork as well for the game, who has a booth and should be selling our product as well also.
I went to Gen Con a very, very long time ago. I think Lorwyn was the newest set coming out for Magic the Gathering, and we really all went to do the card game thing.
Yeah.
It was my first gaming con. I loved it. Oh, Horde Wars this Friday. That's right. You're running a game, aren't you?
Yes. I'm
very
looking
cool.
forward to it, Adrian.
That's very cool.
Hopefully you guys have your characters ready. And then about 3 weeks after that, if I remember correctly, I've got it on my calendar, I'm planning to run a game of Dropship for them as well.
Awesome.
We'll see how that goes. I will do my best.
I crashed one of Adrian's gaming streams one time, and I had a terrible affectation for my character, and I'm sure I chased all the viewers away. But there that is. He was very gracious, and he invited me back on, and so I'm very, very pleased to have been there and to have had that experience. And Adrian's quite a kind guy. But I was, just to real quick get back to the story. It was Lorwyn was new, and I went to Gen Con, and I had a great time. And I've been to other cons. Like Origin takes place in Ohio. Haven't yet been to Origin. I don't think I've been to Dragon Con or anything like that. But like I used to do a lot of video game stuff. Like I used to live in LA. I used to go to E3 every year because I was a managing editor for a publication, and then a website, and then another publication. But so I've done the whole con thing. I'm an experienced goer. I just haven't done it since I've moved to Ohio because I want to drive and I don't feel like driving. It's two diametrically opposed desires. But we'll see if I can get out to Paige. I think that would be good. And my mom would like to see me.
Yeah. It's up to you, man. We where we can, we try to cooperate with other people because it tends to be better for everybody. Like we'll see if he takes us up on it or not. If we gave him till the end of February to let us know, but like we got one of our artists who has products he sells of his own that we invited him to come to North Texas with us because we've already got an extra. We've already got an extra bed. We got 2 hotel rooms with 2 queens in it, and we currently have a 3-man team going. So we've got space. We're like, dude, if you want to go, just buy a ticket, and you can crash in the hotel room and sell stuff from our booth. But we'll see. We'll see if he does. If not, we'll see if we can get somebody else, because I think it's a really fun convention, and I enjoyed getting to game with a lot of people I knew from the internet.
People from the internet.
Some
Hey, Heath, what's up?
Semi-famous, some not at all.
It's a mixed bag. The internet, people from the internet. Who knows what you're gonna pull? Hey, take care, Austin. Thanks for swinging by.
Dude, I used to play a war game online, and I think I've told you this before. I had an opponent from that game show up at my apartment with a bottle of bourbon, and we hung out. I joined his team like that evening, and the other guys on that team just assumed he'd been hacked because I had been fighting them up to then.
Very funny.
And we kind of messed with him a little bit, and then but we wound up splitting the bottle, and he wound up crashing on my couch or futon, I think, at the time, and then I had to explain in the morning to his wife where he'd been. Like, you're hanging out. But since then, we've gotten together a couple of times to play cards and stuff. Like, I've been to his place too, and so you can have fun with strangers from the internet. It's awesome.
For sure. There are some very solid friendships that come out of it.
Yeah. But I would say exercise wisdom if you're thinking about that kind of thing.
Indeed.
Yes, we have dropship. Yes. Do you want to play?
Has that game filled out yet?
He just invited you.
Well, then, sure. I'm not going to say no to getting an invite.
It is.
Yeah, I'll play with you.
See if you can make the time. It's 3 p.m. on the 27th.
3 p.m. 27. I will check. I know. I mean, it's not this Friday, but I have something this Friday. Mm-hmm. Let me see what all I have, and then I will get back to you. But 3 p.m. is easy to make. Thank you, Adrian. Thank you very much.
Cool.
Hey, I'm in. Look at that. I promise not to adopt a terrible affectation and chase the viewers away this time, which I said last time too. I think we were going to do a what's the Shadow Dark Star Wars supplement that just from DMing the World? I can't remember what it's called, but we were supposed to be in a game, but there were some sadly some emergencies came up among some members, and so I wasn't able to participate in that game because it got pushed. But I said, I will talk normal, and so I will make that same promise this time.
Now, one thing, guys, is either A, we can make the dropship characters right then, in which case you'll have to be decisive, or you can get a hold of me before then and get your characters made. Because we can do that through Discord and what have you. I can get the necessary information to you. And this same for you, Adrian, and whoever else you invite to that. If they want to build characters ahead, great. If not, I can be there early. Like I can be in the back room on StreamYard or whatever, ready to help people build characters, or we can do it during the game. I can make you pre-gens, but I don't think I should. So, but we can message about that. The reason I don't think I should isn't because pre-gens are not useful. I think they're good. We use those for Horde Wars. We'll have some in dropship. It's actually just because there are so many different kinds of characters you could play that I don't think I can give you without giving you an overwhelming amount of choices anyway. I can't just offer you like 5 pre-gens and have that really fully represent what you could pick, if that makes sense. Like I would be essentially forcing a theme.
I am happy to play regardless of the outcome of this particular back and forth.
Cool. Yeah, I've gotten I think I got a group of 5 people who had never played the game before on Discord to make their characters in like 30 or 40 minutes, which I was pretty happy with because none of them had the rules.
Cool.
So it
Very
should be
nice.
very doable.
So 2 o'clock on Friday the 20. What was it? 27.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can swing that. That should be easy.
Cool.
Hey, take care, Adrian. Thanks for swinging by.
Yeah, sleep well, man. Now, as you alluded to at the beginning of the stream, what things do you have to take care of before the couch arrives?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
There's just a lot of cleaning up to do. There's a lot of stuff I have to get out of the way. There's a snowfall here, so I have to make sure that I have a salted path or a sanded path. It's just all like I'm not putting the salt out tonight. That would be dumb. I'll do it tomorrow morning before they arrive. But there's still a bunch of stuff I have to get out of the way and make sure they have a clear path through the house to where the couch is going, because they're also hauling the couch away. So it's just I have to just clear everything. Coffee tables, entertainment centers.
Got it.
Depending on if they want to come through the front or the back, I got to move the dining room tables. It's just it's a whole big shift that I have to prep for. And I didn't want to do it until the night before because it didn't make sense to. I don't want to.
Yeah, it just makes a mess otherwise.
Yeah, it just makes a mess. Now, there were some things that I needed to do yesterday, which forced that cancellation, which is just some general cleanup, getting some stuff, straightened up so I can have it delivered.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all it is. It's not like, it's a lot of stuff, but it's nothing like super wacky, out of control. I just need to do a little shift. I say little. I'm going to be absolutely exhausted by the time I'm done, so it's not really that little, but we'll get there.
Now, I mostly ask because I've had varying levels of that kind of thing from like I had a dishwasher put in recently, and that one wasn't too bad. But I've had other stuff like somebody showing up to clean the carpet, and
oh yeah, yes, I've been a part of carpet cleanings before, and it's everything to one side, break everything to the other side. If you're lucky, you can move things out of the carpeted area and just leave them. Like I've done Tetris on a hardwood dining room floor before, where like everything from bedrooms and living rooms and whatever just kind of gets shoved there for a little bit till the carpet dries. That's a nightmare. So I get that.
Yeah, and I've moved a few times in general, not lately, but I've moved I think 17 times total.
That's a lot of times to move. I haven't moved a lot, but I've moved long distances. So I've moved from the East Coast to the West Coast, from the West Coast back out here to Ohio. I've moved. It seems like every time I move, it's moving states.
Yeah, I was mostly in Michigan, Iowa, and Arizona.
Oh, those aren't close together.
No. But like more than one location in each. The least I think was 2 in Arizona.
Yeah, okay, that's fair to say. I've lived in 2 places in Ohio. We lived in 2 places in California. Yeah, that makes sense.
You see, Daryl.
Oh yeah, too many books. Man, it's literally the worst of moving. And you move and then you buy more books. It's like, what are you even doing? Why would you even do that? I like books.
I do too. And Arnie's right. Small boxes for books is a good plan.
Books in small boxes, and don't fill the boxes all the way up.
But I will say one option is if you are disciplined about your shelf space and go, it's this much and no more, you can switch out books as they become more or less useful to you. For example, I wound up giving away my copy of the Rules Cyclopedia a year or 2 ago, even though I really enjoyed the book, because I hit the point where I didn't need it. I wasn't using it for anything anymore. And well, it's a fun collectible. Somebody else can collect it too. It doesn't have to be me.
Yes.
and the guy who got it was really excited, which is great. But the same is true for like old D&D books. I have sold them at a severe discount just so that other people could have them, but a few that people didn't want, I hit the point where I'm like, I'm gonna throw these away. There weren't a ton, but there were a few splat books where I'm just like, I have no need for this. Nobody else seems to want it.
Yep.
Well,
I've
I
been
want
in
the
that
shelf space
position
for something I
too.
will use.
Yep. I've sold books, I've given books away, and I have sadly thrown some away. Kicking and screaming. It's not something that I like to do. It's just sometimes the way it yes. Just sometimes need to be retired. It's just the way of things at times.
Yeah.
But,
Or at the moment, all of the remaining 3.5 books that I have, and I don't have many. I used to have like 50 of them. All the remaining ones I have, which are 7 or 8 of them, are currently being used to hold up a monitor.
which is why you checked down below. That's very
Uh-huh.
funny, actually.
I
Those
don't need them really.
you're using them. They're important. You do
Yeah.
need them. Your monitor needs them.
I do like occasionally referencing them to think about different ways that people have designed monsters, because there were different designers on those 5 monster manuals for D&D 3.5. So you got different design philosophies still within that kind of framework of D&D 3.5. And so that can be really interesting to get cool ideas from, or to think about how other people approached using that rule system. So I use them a little for that, but yeah, I haven't played that particular game in like, I don't know, 10, 12 years.
Yeah, it's been a while for me too. I had a group that was very, very intensely into 3 and 3.5. I remember when 3.5 came out at Gen Con. It came out with Shadowrun 3rd edition, and my friend, he had to go to Gen Con. It was the first time he'd ever been. He had to go because he had to get the rules books for both 3.5 and 3rd edition Shadowrun. We played quite a lot of 3E Shadowrun. It's, in my opinion, it's the best version of the game, and but we also played quite a lot of 3.5 after that had come out. And man, oh man, are there a lot of books for that one.
There are.
But this might be a good place to end it, because I do have quite a lot of moving to do. I have an Italian marble coffee table that is going to probably damage me in some way. It is very heavy. I need to get that to the garage. There's a dining room table that needs to be cleared off and get out of the way, but an hour is usually about a decent time. Thank you so much for being
You're
here,
welcome.
Todd. I really, really like having you on. Really like having the conversations. Thank you for showing us the art for dropship, the different mechanics that you're putting in there. I'm sure that there are several people who are excited to see you at North Texas or wherever they're going to see you, and I'm excited to get up there in March and play some games, and even on the 27th of February now at with Adrian and Dungeons and Dyslexia. So
Yeah.
thank you for all those who are in chat, hanging out, asking questions. Really, really appreciate it. And I'll see you next time, guys. Take care. Oh, wait. No, wait. Hold on. One more thing. The Blackwall game store is in the description.
Yeah.
Go there and buy his games. I should have said this earlier, but all the information is down there. So
we should answer that question as well. Can viewers see the dropship game? If I understand your question correctly, if you go back through the stream, you can see some of it. But if you're asking if we are offering free copies currently, the answer is no, not currently. We plan to have them up for the book up for pre-order at the beginning of April, unless artists are late. Then it will be the beginning of May. That's the plan. That's when to watch our website. You can also follow me, DM_Blackwall on Twitter. You can also follow me on Facebook, and you should see. It should be pretty obvious when we release Dropship. The session. Yes, we are planning to have the session February 27th should be streamed, as well as the Horde Wars session this Friday on Adrian's channel. Dungeons and Dyslexia.
Yeah, he has a live play channel. I'll tell you what, after we wrap up here, I'll go and grab a link for the channel and I'll toss it in the description so that you
Perfect.
can find it easier. I
Yeah.
should have done that. Well, I guess no, I shouldn't have done that. I just got invited.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something
No.
that happened midstream. So yeah, I'll provide a link to that channel so that you'll know when it goes up.
Cool.
All right, everyone. Thank you and take care, and we'll see you in the next one.